Nigerians should start dragging Pastor E.A. Adeboye because he has supported an alleged criminal governor, which is Ifeanyi Okowa'S, that was arrested by the Efcc with allegations of 1.3 trillion naira. I repeat, Nigerians should start dragging Pastor E.A. Adeboye of the Redeemed Christian Church of God over his comments on Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa'S. He said that Ifeanyi Okowa'S is the person that will be used by God to transform Delta State. To the Yoruba Ronus and Yoruba conservatives and every other Nigerian that used to push narratives, push propaganda, this is now Pastor E. Adeboye. Nigerians should start dragging him because he said Okowa'S is the person God is going to use. Now Okowa'S, the same person, a man of God, a respected man of God, supported, is the same person EFCC is tagging 1.3 trillion naira fraud on his head, on his administration. So is it safe to say that a man of God is supporting a fraud or a criminal? Is it safe to start dragging Pastor E.A. Adeboye over his comments on Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa'S? Or is it that Adeboye was speaking as a father, as a man of God? So the way some people reason, especially Yoruba Ronu and Yoruba conservatives, they pick out a statement, they turn it around, push a narrative, and start gaslighting their gullible followers. Nigerians are emotional people. Nigerians are not, they have a psychological problem. That's why you can go to any state. If you have like 100 million naira, you can go to any state and start a movement. And the people that you are buying over might not really understand why you are giving them money. You want to start a protest, you have 10 million naira, you can just go into the streets and you can pick any human being, even the ones on suit. They'll just join for protest without even asking questions. So far it is money. So Nigerians are easy to push around. You can start a propaganda now and you can get Nigerians, even professors, to join your propaganda. That is what the Yoruba Ronu, Yoruba conservatives, and other bigots, that is what they are doing. 2024 is the year of gaslighting. Nigerians are being gaslighted left, right, center because Nigerians are emotional people. Nigerians don't think straight again. Look at what happened with P2B. They are changing the narrative. They are not looking at the issues. They are pushing an agenda and spinning their narratives. Over 90% of Yorubas that voted P2B are regretting their actions. That is being referred to a popular APC Ronu and Yoruba conservative bigot. That over 90% of people that voted P2B, over 90% of Yorubas that voted P2B are regretting their actions. This is premium gaslighting. Believe you me, all these people that are reacting to a snippet from what P2B said about the Yoruba, Emilokon and the church, the Yoruba saying that it is my turn, whilst they are still buying 100,000 naira bag of rice in the market. And the church, they never watched the whole video. They never watched the full clip of the video. I'm very sure about that. But yet, because of there's a hatred for P2B, there's a hatred in them. A hatred that has been planted by Tinubu and his minions, using the social media, saying all sort of things. That hatred is germinating and bringing forth fruit. They just looked at that snippet and they started spinning narratives. Over 100 Southwesterners hampered on what Peter Obi said. When you go on social media, over 100 Yorubas took out of context what he said and started spinning narratives. To what end? What are they trying to do? They are trying to demarcate Obi and make sure that Tinubu looks marketable 2027. Don't be gaslighted. Whatever Obi said, when you look at it critically, he never hated anybody. He never despised anybody. It is the people that are taking it out of context that are trying to gaslight you because they know that Nigerians are gullible, emotional, and Nigerians are goats. They are gaslighting you. They are not looking at the policies of the persons they voted for that have failed Nigerians. You see, you don't know how most of these people are abroad. They are not with the people to understand the suffering that is going on. The presidency is saying that Nigerians should tighten their seatbelts, but the same presidency is spending frivolously 21 billion, jet and all have you, escorts, cars in billions of naira. And these people see what the president is doing and they don't attack the president. They don't attack his policies. They start sugarcoating everything and making it look as if it's not the fault of the president. Focus on your governors, that's what they are going to say. Focus on your governors. The governors are being given revenue, increase in revenue. But they refuse to tell the people that the cost of governance increased by 400%, while the allocation increased by 100%. For instance, if a Yoruba Ronu is telling you focus on your governor, they increased the allocation to your, okay, in a month. I'm from Abia State. For instance, a bag of rice before Tinubu got into power is 40,000. Okay? And the allocation given to the governor for 2 bags of rice, let's say it is 100,000. So the government of Abia State will use 100,000 to buy 2 bags of rice as allocation. That is 80,000. 20,000 might be for miscellaneous and other extra codes. Now Tinubu comes in, everything jumps up. Bag of rice jumps from 40 to 80,000. Now Tinubu now increases the allocation of 100,000 to 150,000, and 80,000 per bag of rice. If you are going to buy 2 bags of rice, it's going to be 160. So by a 100% or 200%, the cost of getting bag of rice increases. But the allocation given to your governor increased by 100%. How would the governor be able to fund 2 bags of rice? So don't be gaslighted. If there's an increase in revenue to states, what about the cost of governance? What about the effect of subsidy on the lives of the people? Okay, you are collecting 30,000 and you used to spend 10,000 for transportation. Now, Tinubu comes in, subsidy increases, and you are paying 20,000 for transportation, but your whoever employer increases your salary to 35,000. Who is at the receiving end? It is you. So Tinubu, the main cause of Nigeria's hardship, these Yoruba Rono conservatives will not focus on him, but yet they'll be lying propaganda and be gaslighting Nigerians. What P2B said, Sam Adeyemi said it, Joshua Selman said it, one other pastor said it. During the elections, Atiku said, don't vote for Igbo or Yoruba, vote for me, your brother, who is an Hausa. He was not attacked for that statement. P2B said, don't vote for me because I'm Igbo, vote for me because I'm competent. Tinubu said, Yoruba Lokon. Then inside that Yoruba Lokon, Emi Lokon, everybody, all these people campaigned using their tribal slurs. But it is P2P that these people would just take some things out of context and garnish it with bigotry and propaganda and feed it to their gullible followers. It is only the gullible people that will be moved by what these Yoruba Ronu and conservatives are saying. I'm not saying that you should not respect your culture and tradition. What I'm saying that don't lie to your people. Tell them the truth. Don't take things out of context and start sugarcoating it because you have an agenda. You see, what pains me the most is that most of these people are Christians. So those that believe, I'm talking about Christians. If you're not a Christian, you might not understand what I'm saying. Christians, in heaven there's no nationality. So where would a Yoruba Ronu or bigots fit in heaven? When you die today, then because somebody is lying and telling you of lies, you start hating your brother who's an Igbo or Hausa. You start doing all sort of things to prevent him. You start having some inordinate intentions against your brother. And you now die. And you are now saying you go to heaven. How would you go to heaven? How will you make heaven? When there's iniquity in your heart, not sin. How would you pray to God? The Bible says, if I have iniquity in my heart, the Lord will not answer me. And most of these people, they go to church, they are pastors, they are deacons and deaconesses, and they see what a young man said, and they are taking it out of context. They are assuming that he hates certain Yoruba. What he said is clear for everybody. Even what Tinubu said about Yoruba Lokon, Emi Lokon, some people were contesting it, despite the fact that the video evidence is there. He was talking to Yoruba APC. Yes, we know he was talking to Yoruba APC. But much more, the Yoruba community has been alerted of Tinubu's ambition. He said, it is Yoruba turn and it is my turn. Yoruba people were listening to him and they heard him straight. What Obi was saying is the normal conversations people have on the street. Like, okay, it is Yoruba turn, it's Yoruba's turn. Are you using this tribalism to get things cheaper in the market? He's trying to tell you that let's look away from tribal sentiments. Let's look at competence, capacity, and character. But this Yoruba don't know, because there's hatred in their heart, they have an agenda, they'll spin the narrative. It is good that at this point in time, Nigerians are irredeemable. Nigerians are irredeemable. For those Yorubas that voted for P2P, that are regretting voting for P2P, please don't vote for him. Please, instead, push for regionalism. That is the best thing you can do. If hate have been planted in your heart, so many lies around, all the allegations against P2P, none of them has any basis. This one just bring one thing, sugarcoat it. You know one thing about the Yoruba people. Let's give it to them. When it comes to gaslighting, banter, whining, they are top. No other tribe can beat them at that. When it comes to propaganda, banter, whining, normally they banter themselves with the language now. They whine you with their language. They play with all those kind of things. It is in their immune system. That's the normal thing they do, and they are good at it. So I'm not surprised when they want to take things out of context, they will garnish it with that culture of trying to push narratives here and there so as to make sure. See, don't worry about pushing narratives. What will happen 2007 elections, Tinubu will win the elections by hook or by crook. He's a desperate man. He is a desperate man. But I'm going to assure you, you will never get the dividends of democracy under this kind of leadership. It is not a curse nor a prayer. Now, the president's wife is asking Nigerians to join her and Nuhu Ribadu for a 7-day prayer against bad governance or for the betterment of the country. And this is what P2B has been talking about. Yet people turn their deaf ear to what the First Lady is saying. None of these people that took P2B's statement and started pushing narratives attacked what the president's wife said about prayer. None of them. None of them. That means they are religious. So your religion tells you to hate on your brother or on somebody of another tribe. Is that what your religion? So you not attacking what the president's wife said shows how hypocritical, how you people don't have morals. You lack integrity. There's nothing good that can come out of these particular kinds of persons. If you like, gaslight Nigerians. If you like, continue from now to 2027. Yes, I've said it before. Tinubu wins next election, spend 8 years. But let me ask the Yoruba Rono, if Tinubu is not able to fulfill his dream, if Tinubu spends 8 years, what will be the next thing? Because some people are saying that 2024 is the year of gaslighting. 2027 will be the year of bigotry. That they have enough element, enough content, enough instruments to push bigotry. You know what bigotry is? I don't know this whether people understand what bigotry is. I don't think they understand. But you see, what these people are pushing would in turn consume them. When you look at those that have pushed bigotry in the past, it turns back to consume them. If Nigeria is better, it's going to be better for everybody. If Nigeria is worse, it's going to be worse for everybody. No place enjoys more than, some people say, in Lagos it is safe, in Lagos it is this, we are this in Lagos, we are this in Lagos. You have a minute way of thinking. You have a substandard way of thinking. And those people that are pushing conservatism, saying that the Yoruba names, Yoruba jobs for Yorubas, anything in Yoruba land for Yorubas, Yoruba's name of streets for Yorubas, Yoruba businesses for Yorubas, well, continue pushing the narrative. The oil that is sustaining Lagos, when you remove the... See, what sustains Nigeria is oil in the Niger Delta. For those that don't want to have sense now. If that oil stops flowing into the federal account, Nigeria collapses. Even the Lagos economy collapses the next moment. There will be inflation, and that inflation will consume all the things. Have you not seen a city that we just have buildings and infrastructures, but there's no activity? Like what Tinubu said, it's going to reduce the purchasing power of people. Our airports are becoming empty, despite the fact that the airports have building. But what activity is going on? It is because the oil is not flowing in the hands of the people, and the people cannot afford expensive flights in and out of Nigeria. These airlines, they are making a huge number of losses. Mostly in the next 5 years, some of them will be out of business. That is what will happen to Lagos and other states that are bragging. When you start doing this conservatism, those in the Niger Delta start protecting their oil from going into other states. Since you want to have the sense of conservatism, I know the game you are playing, you want to play it in a way and stop halfway. No, you can't stop this your bigotry halfway. When you continue with naming those names after Yoruba names, you must go to the next level, because other communities are going to copy from you, and when they copy from you, they will do it much more than you. You see, I'm sitting down, I'm trying to understand, I'm learning some things about the bigotry these people play. Because propaganda is part of journalism. Yes, agenda setting, agenda building is part of journalism. And these people are using it. Some things that Tinubu and his team are doing, and Renomokri, I'm a student, I'm studying how they are able to, without conscience, push propaganda. Without conscience, not focus on the things that are important, but they will push your focus to things that are not important, diverting your attention, making you emotionally sick. I'm understanding this. And when an Igbo man gets hold of an idea, he does it more than you. If you are planting this bigotry, if you cannot castigate Pastor Adeboye over the statement he made, if you cannot castigate Pastor Sam Adeyemi, because that statement Obi made was the same statement Pastor Sam Adeyemi made. If you cannot castigate Pastor Selman, he made the same statement, and many other pastors, that means you are a hypocrite. We also know that most of these guys are hypocrites. We will never stop until you people start reorientating yourself that bigotry takes nobody nowhere. You cannot develop. See, people are aware of what is happening 2004. They are aware of the moves that these Yoruba Runus are taking. And I've said it will eventually put the Southwest in a critical position after Tinubu's tenure as president. Tinubu and his family might still sustain their investment in Nigeria and they become the cabals. But the Yoruba as a people will suffer. After suffering under 8 years of Tinubu, they will still suffer after Tinubu leaves power. I'm talking, and you need to pen this down. After Tinubu leaves power, Yorubas will be treated the way Igbos have been treated in Nigeria. Because the hatred that the picture you are trying to posit, show people. I'm not talking about all Yorubas. You know, when I'm calling Yorubas, I mention Yoruba Runu, Yoruba conservatives, and the APC supporters. Because I don't see any reasonable person that will support the APC. I have not seen any reason. I've not seen one person, a Christian, a true Christian, one person that will support the APC, I've never seen. If an election was stolen, you don't support stealing as a Christian. I never see. And I will never see until Nigerians start to do the right things. But so far, Nigerians have decided to play politics on everything that is being said. What Peter B said is the truth. If you like, take the truth and turn it into misinformation, into hatred, into lies. That is your business. You see, whatever you sow, you shall reap. I'm not even interested whether Nigeria works or not. I've said it and will say it over and over again. With this crop of politicians, Nigeria would never ever work. Nigeria has never been designed to work. You see, it's not about prayer that the president's wife is going to pray. It is not about prayer. It is about doing the needful. Do the needful. Do the right thing. But yet, people refuse doing the right thing. You repeat a certain thing, you get a certain result. You want to still do that same thing to get another result. No. If you're going to get a different result, you do things differently. Nigerians are unwilling to do things differently. Let me tell you, the best candidate now is Peter B. The best candidate now. Peter B will never be president. So that means Nigerians will vote for the worst. And let me advise Peter B, better you join the agitation. Go low key. Don't contest 2027. Don't contest. Do your normal philanthropy. Help us build the Southeast. Invest. Bring in investors. Use your connection. Bring investors. Help us build the Southeast. Let's become viable. That's what you can do. Because Nigerians don't. They need somebody that would whip them. They need somebody that will make them suffer, cry blood. That's the kind of person they need. They don't need somebody that will give them good governance.